Alright, what's up everybody? We're back with another puzzles video. We're going to be continuing the 5 puzzle series. So we're going to do 5 puzzles, no more no less, with the goal to hit a 3,000 puzzle rating. I think I'm in the high 2800s right now, but let's go ahead and jump into it. So we got the first puzzle here. I got to make sure that my screen capture stays live because I've had issues with that recently. Alright, so we're at 2890 right now. First move that obviously comes to mind is f takes e6, hitting the queen, hitting the bishop. What's not to like about that? F takes e6, bishop takes check, pawn takes. Queen takes rook should never be a concern. What's wrong with that move? That seems too obvious. Look at other forcing moves. If queen takes rook at any point, I just don't think that's going to work. So if f takes e6, bishop takes check, shoot. Pawn takes. I was wondering if there was anything to bring the queen over to that diagonal, but I don't think there is. So here I'm hitting the queen. How do you stop that? I don't think you do. Again, what is not to like? Here, rook takes. Rook takes. If rook takes, that's probably not good. So here, rook takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. And then I'm losing the rook in the end. Is that the problem? That seems to be the critical line here. So pawn takes, rook takes. I don't like rook takes here. Just rook e5 check, king sidesteps, rook takes, or rook takes, pawn takes. That's probably still okay though. But then I'm losing my rook in the end as well. And then I think I'm down. Maybe that's just even material. Whereas if I go here, bishop sidesteps. Maybe I go rook here. But the point being that I'm going to try to line up bishop b7. I'm not really winning anything there. So here, rook takes. Rook takes queen. Just check here. I don't think so. Pawn takes. Bishop takes check. Queen takes. Yeah, I don't like it. So rook takes here. Rook takes queen. Rook e5 with check. I have no good way to block. So we sidestep here. Rook takes queen. Pawn takes. Pawn takes. And at that point, it's just even material, and I don't like my position. Pretty much. But what's the follow-up after pawn takes bishop here? Like, this is the safe move. Not really risking much here. This isn't quite a threat, because white can just do this, but just doesn't feel like I have anything after d takes e6. I just bishop sidesteps wherever, and I don't think I'm winning it. Bishop here, bishop runs back. Like I can get aggressive and push some pawns, but I'm not gaining anything beyond that. This is the only move that seems to give me chances, and I'm just not entirely sure what the response should be after rook takes. Takes, rook takes, pawn takes. Do I have anything better after rook takes? Like I wonder if I just sidestep. Like pawn takes e6 or rook takes. Can't really sidestep because then I'm just hanging here. Pawn takes, rook takes, king h7. I don't think that's great. Don't want to just let white take here. I've only considered pawn either f or d takes e6. Maybe I should look at something else. Nothing else seems even worthwhile to consider. Do I have a better follow-up after this? I don't think so. Doesn't really do anything. Yeah, that doesn't do much for me. So it seems like this is the move, and I have to figure out what my response is after rook takes e6. I don't think that's it. At a minimum, it just seems like I'm... Like, is it possible to consider blocking with the rook? That just looks terrible. Maybe that's something to consider. Pawn takes, rook takes queen, rook back, rook drops here, rook takes queen, takes. I'm up a rook, but it's pinned. And maybe it's worthwhile trying to save that. I think that's got to be it. I think here, after rook takes, we take, with the intention that on any other check we're playing rook f7. To try to give any double checks here, we should be fine. I think this is it. Rook takes queen, and then here. Yeah. That's tricky. I did not like that move at first. It had crossed my mind sooner. I just didn't like pinning the rook. But I guess the point is that after white takes, I can take with the pawn, and it's hard for white to make use of that pin. Rook protects this pawn here. I can always come and try to hit the bishop and kick it out, and always just king f8 to sidestep. Okay. We took a bit of time on that one, but that's all right. That's one down. Puzzle number 2. Okay. Maybe looking for a checkmate here. Doesn't seem worthwhile to go for anything else. So let's look at the obvious. Check doesn't work because of this. Check here. King has to step up. Takes. King has to step here. take here. So takes, king has to step. Is this a worthwhile move to consider? No, I don't think so. So let's look at this again. Takes, king here. Check is covered by the bishop here. I can take this pawn with check. And I just leave these options for black's king to run to. And I don't necessarily see a great follow-up beyond that. We can give a check here. Just so many squares for the king to run to at that point that it's hard to calculate those out. And most of them are covered by black's queen and bishop. Is there anything that's slightly more forcing? Like if I give a check here. Here, king steps up. Check on c5. King can go to d7 or e6. I don't think that's great. I run out of checks pretty quick there. This is just too forcing to not look at. More worth giving a check first on c5. No, because I'm gonna lose the knight with check, so that's not even worth considering. There's a point just to take the rook. Can't be. That's definitely not it. Because after queen takes c6, king here, check, king over. Black has this check. I can take the bishop, but I lose the queen. Oh, no, that does work, because I take the bishop with check. So black doesn't have the discovery. So here, whoa, let's keep the arrows accurate. On bishop c5, I'm taking with check. So black doesn't have the discovery. But I also don't feel like I'm just getting up to even material. I've got a few extra pawns. One extra pawn. Yeah, only one. Black's got double pawns. But obviously I'm winning some pawns here. Let's run through that one more time. I just don't see anything else better. Take here. Black has no discoveries. Queen check, king steps up. Queen takes here, I take. My knight's covering any checks from the bishop. I think that's what I'm going to go for. Definitely like this, and then I think we take the rook. I don't see anything fruitful happening from us taking the pawn. That seems like a lost cause. Yeah. So we take the bishop. We cover the discovery because we take with check. And wasn't even worthwhile. Queen can't give a check. Okay. That's 2. Good start. Still recording, which is good. So here, just this, right? And black or white is getting mated. What am I missing with the discovery? King has a sidestep to here or here. If king goes here, we give a check and then mate. King goes here, we give this check first. And then regardless of where the king steps, we give check and then mate. Yeah. Okay, didn't need to spend too much time on that one. Nice little block the check with the discovery. All right, that's 3. We got 2 more. Ooh, we get an endgame. It doesn't feel like I should be upset with the draw here. Surely not, right? Like white can make it so black has no chance of winning this unless white tries to get fancy. Like white can just plant their rook here and move their king around it to protect it, and anytime I try to play a3, they could always just take. This move seems counterintuitive. So why not push? If push, rook here, they can take, that's fine. We got to be happy with the draw here. Down a whole rook for just a pawn. And then I guess the question is, how is white stopping this? I would assume here. Check. And because my king cuts off the white king, it should at least be a draw. Anything I'm missing? I don't think so. To me, it seems like the most obvious way for white to hold this, even if they don't want to just give this check, is to drop the rook back and try to give checks, but I think they're going to walk into stalemates. Rook drops back. And I think this is the critical moment. Here I think we step back. Because I think if I push, white gives a check, I have to step to the back row, and then the king steps in. And then I think I'm getting mated. Whereas if I go here, rook check, I can do this, or I can hide behind my own pawn. Which one is better? If I step here, king can't come in, because that's going to be mate. If I go here, got to protect the pawn. Have to make white trade for the pawn. Here. That would be mating myself. I want to do this. I go here. If a check, we just step back. If the rook tries to attack, we step back. Whoa. If the king tries to come in, we push. Then the rook has to step over, and then we go here. And the best white can do is give a check. We go back. We don't want to let the king step in. I think this is the move. Push, yeah. With I think the point being that if we go here, I might almost be forced to mate myself. Have to step. Rook here, pawn push, and then I get mated. Yeah, so this is the only way to avoid mate. Played that right? All right, I think that's, yep, that's 4. So we only got 1 more. It's been a good stretch so far. Let's end on a good one. Broke through 2,900 at least. This position looks so complicated after the last one. So I've got a no, I don't even have a perpetual. Nor do I think I necessarily want one, or even material. So I was looking at this. King has to step here. Rook block. Ooh, hold on. So if the king steps here, this is worth drawing the arrows on. King steps back. Rook check. Bishop blocks. We're attacking Black's king, or Black's queen. I don't necessarily want to be, but we are. It'd be great if this pawn was in there. I'd have some nice discoveries maybe with this bishop on the long diagonal. So maybe this is not the move. Is rook d8 immediately possible? Threatening queen h8 mate. So I don't see a good follow-up. If king here, rook blocks. Takes, king takes. Check maybe. And I think we're winning there. So I think if king here, we're winning. But here, I don't see the follow-up. I was thinking rook takes bishop, king takes, but I have no other pieces to join me there. But rook d8, we have a pretty serious threat of mate. Black has no way to block that. Rook check, bishop blocks. And then black has no more checks other than like sacking. Here, rook takes, bishop blocks, rook takes bishop, king here. Queen can't even give a check because the knight's in the way. So this seems pretty forcing. And black has no way to stop that, right? Even like g6, g5, this is still mate. Still mate. 2 words there. Any other checks I need to be mindful of? Black can only play checks because I'm threatening mate. They have no way to take this pawn to allow the king to run here. The only check black has is this. And after bishop c1, draw the arrows right here. Yeah, the only check black has at that point is to take c1. We take back. And then black is again out of checks. Yeah. All right. I think that's the best puzzle session we've had to date. 29-16, 5 in a row. That was a 30-70 puzzle. I think the only reason they said that one is hard is because playing queen g6 looks very tempting. But you just don't have any good moves after that. Black is holding just fine. And then black's got some pretty good moves of their own to start trying to force. So I think that's probably why that one was the tricky one. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for this video. Thanks for watching. We're making progress towards 3,000. Hopefully not too many more videos before we get there. We'll have to find a new goal at that point. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for this video. We'll see you in the next one.